Among man-eating crocodiles around the world, Gustav was the only one shot by an AK and hit the head. The undead crocodile planted on the side. It is also the only one in the world that estimates that there are more than 300 people in a giant man-eating crocodile that has not yet been caught by humans. He is the true god of the crocodile world. It is also an eternal legend. Back in 1987, Gustav is devouring humans near Burundi. In 3 months, it was recorded that 17 cases of knowing people were committed. He was bigger than any other Nero. Even compared to adult hippos, body width is no less. Such a beast, attracting reptile lovers. Patrick Freya's consort. And used during World War II, Gustav the Terrifying Cano. To name this monster. During the same period, there is also a 5-meter-long African crocodile for eating 83 villagers in Lugangia village, and being given the name Osama bin Laden. That's almost 10% of the village's population. So let's get a feel for the bin Laden crocodile, the visual impact of being arrested. Today we will talk about crocodiles in Africa. Welcome to the universe. The species show is about to begin. Africa in the 19th century, in the midst of colonial expansion, a complex historical stage intertwined with indigenous resistance. With the advance of the European Industrial Revolution, great powers' competition for Africa's resources intensified. Finally, at the end of the 19th century, set off an upsurge in the partition of Africa. European powers such as Great Britain, France, Germany, etc., passed the Berlin Convention, established the principle of effective occupation, accelerated the partition of Africa. Until the end of the 19th century, about 95% of Africa was colonized. Only Ethiopia remains, maintain independence from Liberia. It can be said that in the 19th century, Africa is basically in a state of civil war or people stage. The standard of living of local residents is relatively low, and it could easily be a geopolitical sacrifice. And these victims, a large part of it will not be buried. It goes straight into the rivers of Africa, and the 3 Great Lakes become a rich source of protein nutrition for crocodiles. The 3 largest lakes in Africa are Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi. The geographical location of these 3 lakes, they're in the Rift Valley, and both belong to Tanzania in part. Lake Tanganyika near Burundi. That's where Gustav is. Lake Tanganyika is the 2nd deepest lake in the world. It has an average depth of 570 meters. Mangrove swamps meander along the shoreline. The water temperature is maintained at 26 to 32 degrees Celsius all year round. It's the perfect incubation range for crocodiles. And, due to the abundant population of the beneficial family in the lake, they have giant crocodiles. The most perfect ecosystem. A complete pyramid-shaped food chain. Here in the lake, crocodiles and hippos coexist. As you can see from Gustav's documentary, crocodiles and hippos are basically together. Due to the many cliffs and islands here, provides Gustav with a hidden habitat. Same. Other lakes in Africa like Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana, there are quite a few Neroi. They inhabit and multiply here. Here Nero is hungry again, and only 30 centimeters when he breaks his shell, but it can grow at a rate of 30 to 40 centimeters per year. It goes into slow growth after the age of 12. But I want to grow to more than 5 meters. It's not easy. Or a killing machine. Or the chosen one. According to the International Union for Conservation Crocodile expert Mark Oswald pointed out that, in the wild, can break through the 5-meter-long Neroa. 3 conditions need to be met simultaneously. One is to have the ability to a stable living environment that lasts for more than 50 years. The second is to have a sufficient source of high-protein food. The third is to have the luck to avoid human hunting. And whether it's Lake Tanganyika, or an African lake like Lake Victoria, almost all meet such conditions. This explains why in Tanganyika, Lujiji and Delta on the Hubei coast, Gustav can breed 5 to 6 meters at the same time, and bin Laden to man-eating crocodiles. And of course, there are also small man-eating crocodiles. I won't go into it here. Luganon Lake Victoria, Uganda, 1991. Jakun massacre. It is this extreme manifestation of ecological conditions. A 5-meter-long male Nile attacked 83 villagers in 18 months. This is equivalent to 10% of the village's population. The victims ranged in age from 4 years old. There is a distribution of elderly people up to the age shows the alligator's indiscriminate attack pattern. Local fisherman Duhura recalls, bin Laden's man-eating crocodile is a terrifying crocodile. He is better than a hunter. This crocodile has no human sense of morality. Not picky eaters at all, whether it is a child or the elderly. As long as there is a chance, I will not miss it. When a child brings a bucket to fill with water, he will drag it underwater. He would swim underneath fishing boats, overturn the fishing boat. After the passengers fell into the water, the attack Bega. There are even records showing that he used to climb directly onto a fishing boat and commit atrocities. But because he always manages to seize the moment, we arrested him many times and failed. The 1990 Rwandan genocide revolutionized the regional ecological balance. United Nations Environment Program (USP). The 2006 survey report found that over 800,000 bodies crossed the Kagera River, pour into Lake Victoria, forming a protein shock that lasts for years. Downstream crocodile populations have tripled in a short period of time, but then there was a food shortage, forcing these cold-blooded killers to target the living. Africa's Great Lakes and rivers. Crocodile attacks even 10 people. The number of cases began to increase. According to the 1997 archives of the Burundi UNHCR, on the Rukizi River on the border of Ngozi province, but there were 43 crocodile attacks in the past month. Gustav, who appeared at this time, demonstrate abnormal patterns of behavior. He no longer follows the ambush strategy of alligator enemies. It's about timing. Active attack offshore. Any upright creature within 30 meters. Animal behaviorist Patrice Fee analyzes in the documentary The Evil of Death. This giant crocodile, the conditioned reflex that humans are equal to food, has been established. Its aggression even exceeds the territorial defense instinct. And the legend of Gustav, subverted biological cognition. In 1998, the Burundian military encircled it. 7.6 to asterisk 39mm steel star projectile fired by AK-47 hit it on the side of the head at a distance of 15 meters. But Taoist simulations show that although the resistance in the water reduces the speed of the bullet by 32%, but there is still enough kinetic energy to break through the 3mm steel plate. Crocodile expert mark analysis. Its storage. It may have happened because the pinprick happened to be in the skull, the calcified armor belt of the mind's front stage. This is the hardest part of Nero's head. In addition, Gustav exhibited cognitive abilities, redefining the intellectual wiring of reptiles. In 2002, French scientist Patrice Fay's 1-ton steel dragon trap and called 50 local strong men from Africa, carried the iron drago, placed it in a place where Gustav frequented. That day, Pat sent people to the iron cage, hanged a chick, and opened the cage and poured a bucket of blood into it. Then used infrared rays to observe. No sign of Gustav was found. He seemed to know that humans were coming for him. He's very cautious. Just hang around. It seems to mock human ingenuity. The next day, the pasture team was in the cage again. A live goat was placed. This time, Gustav, through his exceptional wisdom, destroyed the trap, took away the goat. Leave gracefully. When people go to see, this 1-ton iron cage has been completely destroyed. Since Gustav disappeared for over 6 months. Never met. He seems to have known for a long time to avoid disaster. Smart enough and powerful enough. That's why he knows so much about people, and the main reason for surviving safely. In Compariso, bin Laden, the ending of the man-eating crocodile is rather ironic. In 2005, Osama bin Laden, a 5-meter-long crocodile that finally captured by more than a decade, the villagers took the giant crocodile to the Uganda Wildlife Service. Official handling, they believed the crocodile would be executed. But what I never expected was bin Laden, the crocodile, because of his enormous size. There is also a lot of skin production. They ended up in captivity as breeding crocodiles. But its offspring lose their wildness due to artificial feeding. Leather quality actually decreases. Italian leather trader Roberto Ferretti admits. The hardness of the second-generation alligator cortex has decreased by 27%. It completely fails to meet the craftsmanship requirements of luxury Animal control officials make this decision. It made the local villagers very angry. This is one tiny microcosm of the evil conflict. When Hollywood portrayed Gustav as the invulnerable monster among the evil beast, the real ecological crisis is worsening. Congo Environmental Protection Organization, the Wetland Watchers monitoring data shows that nearly 10 years due to retaliatory hunting of medium-sized Nero, the 3 to 4 meter population is reduced by 41%, but the number of giant individuals 5 meters increased by 17%. It speaks to the brutal laws of artificial selection. Only the strongest can survive the conflict between humans and evil. As the anthropologist Margaret Mead said in his deathbed speech, as we gaze into the icy pupils of the alligator, it's not just ancient times, the reflection of a predator. In the process of civilization evolution, repressed wild instincts. Maybe what really needs to be tamed, not the prehistoric behemoths on the banks of the river. It is the never-ending desire to conquer in the human heart.